People do not always say what they mean. Their words can be as sweet as honey, carefully chosen to soothe and persuade. Beneath the surface, their energy tells the true story, the one they hope you never read. This skill is listening to that silent, powerful energy. We call it reading decoded intentions. You can learn this. It is not mystical, just calm practice. It can be used as a compass for navigating human interaction. Understanding real intent requires the whole picture, not just words. Words are easy to fake. A person can rehearse a script, practice an apology, and learn the right things to say. Energy is harder to control over time. It is the sum of micro-expressions, body language, tone of voice, and the consistency of actions. It's the feeling when a smile doesn't reach the eyes, or soothing words ride an impatient tone. When words and energy align, you feel coherence and trust. In the landscape of narcissistic abuse or organized stalking, a profound and unsettling dissonance often emerges. It's the gap between the words someone speaks and the energy you feel from them. This isn't a simple misunderstanding or a momentary mismatch in communication. It is a carefully calibrated and calculated strategy designed to destabilize your sense of reality. These dynamics are fueled by a specific set of psychological tactics, each one engineered to obscure the perpetrator's true intent and exert control over you. They create a smokescreen of confusion, making it nearly impossible to see the manipulation for what it is. At the forefront of this arsenal are three primary weapons: projection, gaslighting, and sabotage. These are not random acts of unkindness. They are deliberate maneuvers deployed to make you doubt your own mind, feel responsible for their destructive behavior, and ultimately, to erode your sense of reality and self-worth. Projection is a psychological offloading. It attributes their own unacceptable thoughts, feelings, and behaviors directly onto you. Are they being unfaithful? They will relentlessly accuse you of cheating. Are they being dishonest? They will call you a liar. This tactic serves a dual purpose. It relieves their own guilt and shame while simultaneously putting you on the defensive, forced to justify and explain yourself. Gaslighting is the systematic denial of your reality. It is a direct assault on your perception, memory, and sanity. They will deny events that happened, twist your words, and insist you are misremembering or being too sensitive. Phrases like "that never happened" or "you're imagining things" are cornerstones of this technique, designed to make you feel unstable and dependent on their version of events. Finally, sabotage is the covert action taken to quietly undermine your success, well-being, and relationships. This can manifest as accidentally deleting an important file, misplacing your keys before a crucial appointment, or spreading subtle rumors to isolate you from your support network. It is deniable interference, leaving you to deal with the consequences while the perpetrator feigns innocence. Beware of charm that fades fast. At first, it feels too good to be true. Praise, attention, compliments, love bombing. They mirror your hobbies, values, even dreams. The bond builds fast, too fast. They push for trust that takes months or years. It's a crafted performance to lower defenses. Once you're hooked, charm fades, slowly. Praise becomes conditional. Attention turns to withdrawal. The aim was control. The charm was the bait. Now they reel you in. Small requests, then larger demands. Favors, money, prioritizing their needs over your own. You comply to regain harmony. That's the trap. Speed to connect, then withdrawal equals a red flag. Repeated gaslighting lines are red flags. Not a single misunderstanding. A pattern designed to make you doubt yourself. You're too sensitive. You forgot. I never said that. They twist small facts to topple the truth. The energy is invalidating, leaving you anxious and confused. Quiet sabotage looks accidental, such as critical files disappear, allies shift strangely, private info leaks. You feel exhausted, isolated, financially unstable. Patterns which trace back to the same source. A campaign that makes you feel watched, targeted, undermined. When coincidences pile up, start documenting. The pattern is the evidence. In the landscape of organized harassment, conversations are often designed to disorient. Words become a fog, creating a cognitive dissonance where what you hear doesn't match what you feel. When you find yourself lost in this verbal maze, caught in a loop of confusing and circular logic, there is a powerful tool you can use to cut through the noise. It's a simple test to reveal true intent. Let's call it the mirror moment. A mirror doesn't argue or interpret. It simply reflects what is presented to it. This technique does the same for a person's underlying intention. It's not about winning an argument, it's about gaining clarity. To use it, you must first stop the circular conversation. Refuse to engage with the diversions and the endless loops. Then, pause the emotional chaos. Take a deliberate breath. This creates a moment of stillness, a vacuum that disrupts the manipulator's momentum. They thrive in confusion and reactivity. Your calm is a countermeasure. In this space, ask a short, simple, non-accusatory, direct question. It must be non-accusatory to avoid triggering a defensive reflex. Frame it as a request for clarification for your own understanding. The goal is to present a clean, binary choice that cuts through ambiguity. For example, are you telling me this to help me, or because you are angry with me? Or in a work context, is the goal of this feedback to improve the project, or to build a case for a performance issue? The structure forces a choice between a supportive motive and a hostile one. The power is in their immediate reaction. Watch and listen to what happens in the first 2 seconds. This is where the truth lives, before the calculated response is constructed. Do they answer clearly and directly, choosing one of the options? That signals transparency. Or do they deflect, avoid, or change the subject entirely? Do they get defensive or angry, attacking you for even asking? Do they play wounded to guilt you, turning themselves into the victim? It's a simple choice. Be transparent or be evasive. A person with good intentions has no problem clarifying them. A person with manipulative intent will resist this clarity at all costs. A manipulative answer would be, "Why would you ask that? I'm just trying to help. You're so ungrateful." Notice how this response doesn't answer the question. Instead, it attacks your motives for asking and attempts to induce guilt. This is a classic deflection. Their reaction in that brief pause reveals intent more than an hour of talk ever could. Trust the pattern. Developing this skill is like strengthening a muscle. It requires consistent, gentle practice. Clarity under stress needs training for calmness. Do a 3-minute daily calibration. It teaches your brain to spot patterns. Decoding is observation, but its true power is revealed in action. This action isn't about confrontation or retaliation. It is the quiet, deliberate practice of using what you have observed to protect your peace and your safety. It's about moving from a state of passive awareness to one of active, informed self-preservation. You have gathered the data by observing the patterns. Now, you must decide how to use that data to change your own circumstances for the better. When patterns of harm repeat, you are not obligated to stay involved. This is a fundamental truth. Your presence is a privilege, not a right. If someone consistently demonstrates through their actions, not their words, that they are a source of distress, confusion, or harm, you have every right to withdraw your engagement. This isn't a failure. It is a successful application of what you have learned. You are choosing to honor the evidence of your own senses over the convenient fiction they may be trying to sell. You don't need to confront or win an argument. In fact, attempting to do so often feeds the very dynamic you need to escape. These situations are rarely about logic or facts. They are about power and control. Arguing is a form of engagement that keeps you tethered to the conflict. The most powerful move is to refuse to play the game. Let go of the need for them to understand, to agree, or to apologize. Their validation is not required for your decision to be valid. Your primary duty is to your own safety and well-being. This is your non-negotiable priority. Every decision should be filtered through this lens. Does this action increase my safety? Does it protect my mental and emotional health? If the answer is no, you have your answer. This principle acts as your compass, guiding you away from harmful entanglements and toward choices that restore your sense of security and peace. Learn to set calm, firm boundaries. A boundary is not a request. It is a statement of what you will do. It is a line you draw for your own protection. Use short, clear, and non-emotional lines. For example, I won't discuss my personal life with you, or I am no longer available for conversations on this topic. These statements are not up for debate. They are simple declarations of fact. If they continue to push, you can name the pressure and state your action. For example, I feel pressured right now, so I'm ending this conversation. This shifts the focus from the topic to their behavior, while simultaneously executing your boundary. Do not argue about the boundary. Do not justify it or explain it at length. Simply state it, and then act without hesitation. If you say you'll leave, leave. If you say you will hang up, hang up. Your follow-through is what gives your words weight. The first few times you do this, they will test you. They are counting on you to back down. When you don't, the message is sent. Otherwise, they will learn that your boundaries are meaningless, and they will never take you seriously. For serious concerns, especially those involving workplace harassment, stalking, or institutional manipulation, documentation is critical. This is not about building a case for an argument. It is about creating a factual record for your own clarity and for potential future use with professionals. Log dates, times, locations, and the specific actions or words used. Note who was present as a witness. Save text messages, emails, and call logs. If it is safe to do so, take photos of any physical evidence. Be methodical. Be objective. Store this information securely, in a place that the person of concern cannot access, such as a password-protected cloud account or a physical journal kept off-site. This evidence is not for you to carry alone. Share it with a trusted friend, a trauma-informed therapist, or a legal professional. They can provide perspective, support, and guidance on next steps, helping you see the pattern from the outside. This is not magic, it's grounded practice. These are practical, repeatable actions that build on one another. Each time you calmly enforce a boundary, you reclaim a piece of your power. Each time you document an incident, you reinforce your own reality against gaslighting. Continue to develop your sensory awareness and pattern recognition. Use the simple tests we've discussed to clarify intent when you are unsure. Your ability to decode is a muscle. The more you use it in small, safe ways, the stronger and more reliable it becomes. Keep your voice steady. Keep your facts straight. Let the patterns be your guide, not their promises or apologies. Trust the pattern. It is the most reliable truth you have. Act with calmness and conviction to protect your truth and your well-being. Was this helpful? Like, subscribe, and share to support this work. Get the free safety checklist in the description. Stay safe.